One of the most difficult things to identify in yourself and find where it came from is this keeping quiet, right? Keeping everything to yourself, being unable to say no, being unable to speak your mind without second guessing what it is that you're going to say, right? In the moment, whenever it's needed. And a lot of the people that I talk to, they see my videos talking about emotional neglect or they connect with that topic, right? Especially in the Mexican and Latino households. It's something that happens very subtly, but it becomes a norm whenever you're growing up, right? Having to keep yourself quiet, having to hold your tongue, which of course it comes into our cultural values where we're supposed to respect our parents. We're supposed to put the family first. We're supposed to hide our troubles from the rest of the family, right? Or others outside of the family. In doing so, it ingrains this behavior inside of us to keep everything hidden, right? To push through, to be a hard worker, to show up every day. You don't call out sick. There's no mental health problems. There's no depression. And all of these cultural values only further this ingrained behavior, ingrained pattern in us to keep quiet, right? To stuff our feelings in order to keep somebody else happy or in order to keep somebody else in a workable relationship with us, right? As any times we may have spoken up or said something, we were ridiculed, we were criticized, or it was just used as fuel against us whenever you did say something, right? That wasn't in line with what the parent or parents or what the family wanted. And this becomes ingrained in you, right? As if the people you love the most or that are supposed to love you the most out of everybody in the world, right, are doing this to you, how could you expect anything different from anybody else? And this becomes this low self-confidence, low self-esteem where you keep everything to yourself, right? You have a hard time speaking up and saying what you need to do or what you need to say in the moment. So whenever this is going on with somebody, I dig into what they believe about themselves, right? And try and see what's going on in the background, what it is that is truly driving this behavior in them. And a lot of the times it does have to do with what they're afraid of what somebody else will think or say, of how they will react to them. And it is mirroring what they grew up with as a child, right? And whenever they're able to make that connection, they can start to break the hold that ingrained pattern has on them as they begin to change their self-belief and realize that they don't need anybody else's validation, anybody else's approval for anything that they do, right? Because if they live that way, they're never going to be able to find the internal strength, internal motivation to do anything that they want for themselves. So hopefully if this is something that is resonating with you, you can look back on your own upbringing or any troubled times that you may have gone through and see how it was that holding things in made everything worse in the long run, right? Because eventually all that gets bottled up and you may just find yourself blowing up or the whole situation just blows up in your face, right? So I hope that you can connect with this and realize that it is something that you went through, and emotional neglect is one of the hardest things to identify in people because there's no physical scars, there's no bruises, there's nothing, there's no mark that we can tell that somebody's been through it, right? And it's going to be a deep psychological scar that's going on, something internal that is in a way twisted and not allowing us to see reality for what it is, right? And the power that we do have inside of ourselves through the words that we say and the way we carry ourselves.